John Black, Super Chemist. This is part 3.
Tell me if this sounds familiar. You've got people getting arrested in Denver who were wanted in other parts of the country for committing other crimes, yet fled there because they knew they'd be protected. Now look, sanctuary cities, they aren't the only cities in America not immune to the presence of gang members who've snuck into America under the guise of seeking asylum. But the reason things are so much worse in a sanctuary city like New York, for example, is because of our other progressive laws that protect criminals when they do things that are wrong. And what's crazy to think about is that the amount of criminal activity taking place in New York would look very different if we actually enforced the laws that we have on the books. And the problem of criminals coming here to evade federal immigration authorities wouldn't be magnified by the fact that once they're here, they essentially benefit from protection from any legal authority whatsoever, because that's what our laws here do. But when you look at these folks who've lost their homes in a fire that was started by people that never should have been there in the first place, you've got to ask yourself, where is their sanctuary city? Where will they find refuge from this crime and persecution that has been inflicted upon them? And you know who else this affects? This affects the law-abiding asylum seekers, who are the vast majority of people that have come here. They didn't come here to join gangs and go on shoplifting sprees at department stores or places like CVS. No, they didn't come here to do that, and now they're suffering because of all this crime, which was what destroyed their home countries. Think about that. You come all the way to America because you think you're starting a better life, and then you've got the same people here that destroyed the place where you were from destroying this place. Is that what's happening? Do you think New York's policies as far as not enforcing the laws we have made all of these problems much, much worse? Let me know.
There are Coloradans at the center of a national media frenzy right now, and they're worried it's putting them in danger. Conservative media and politicians say their apartment building's been taken over by a Venezuelan gang. Or please say that's not true. Or please say that's not true. Or please say that's not true. The city's interim police chief says gangs are not taking rent. The city's interim police chief says gangs are not taking rent. And tells us the mayor did say these apartments are extremely run down and in really bad shape. They believe the landlord is simply using this gang theory as an excuse to not pick up the property.
El alcalde está fuera de órbita.
Carlos says he doesn't know the people in the video and says reports the buildings are overrun with gangs are greatly exaggerated.
Por lo que se está viendo,
He's scared.
por lo que se está creando, la xenofobia.
There's all this xenophobia.
Muchísimo miedo salir a la calle.
Then why did you come to this country if we're all so xenophobic?
Which is what Mayor Kaufman was saying at one time as well. His messaging sometimes changes by the hour. He'll come on this program, say that the issues are isolated, a lot of this is hysteria. He'll then go on Fox News and he'll say something different. Everybody agrees, right? The gang is present, and these buildings are in really bad shape. Absolutely hard to disagree with any of that after seeing it firsthand today. And that's what's really troubling for a lot of these folks, is they simply don't know who to listen to. When you're hearing one thing one day, one thing the next, it's hard to know, is that happening in my unit and I'm just not seeing it? Or is it not happening at all?
Maybe just open your eyes and look at the videos of people taking over. There's thousands of videos online of gangs taking over buildings and houses and apartment buildings. Like, maybe just open your eyes.
Some new video today shows that some are calling gang violence at an apartment complex in Aurora. We see men there entering an apartment building with several weapons, then busting down a door. All of this taking place at the apartments, which have become a crime hotspot in that city.
Vicente Arenas was at that complex today as people were moving out, saying they were scared for their safety.
This video is significant. It is the first time that we are getting an up-close look at some of the things that were happening inside this building. You're going to see two different clips. In one, people carrying guns, and another, two guys trying to knock down a door. The video shows a group of men walking up a stairwell at the Edge Lowry apartment complex in Aurora. All of them appear to be carrying rifles and handguns, and the video shot earlier this month. One of the men can be seen talking on a cell phone. They all then gather around a door and go in. Another video clip shows men forcing a door open, but what or who they were searching for, not clear. The video was shot in the building where Cindy and Edward Romero lived until today. They loaded up their stuff and moved out.
It's been a nightmare and I can't wait to get out of here.
This is how Cindy used to lock her front door.
Every day when we come home, we have to do this. Every time we go outside to take out the garbage, every time we try to go to bed at night, We have to keep it like this so nobody can kick in the door.
The couple's car and many others here were riddled with bullets after a shootout at the complex earlier this month. The Romeros say the trouble started when a large number of migrants began moving in. They had not been able to move out for different reasons.
The only help I got was after talking to you.
We showed council member Danielle Jurinsky the video.
The city, nonprofits, have lined up to help the migrants that have come here.
The NGOs are supported by our taxpayer, by our tax money.
But nobody is helping the American citizens, the residents that are trapped in these apartment complexes.
The Romeros tell us others living here had been asking when they'd be moving out.
And this isn't just Americans. This is other Venezuelans that are living under this control, that are being extorted by the control of this gang.
Yeah, and you bring that up and you're called a racist for caring about the 90% that are good. And they're not racist because they care about the 10% that are rapists and murderers, and they don't give a crap about the 90% that are good. But they're not racist, and I am racist because I care about the 90%. Okay, that all makes sense. That checks out.
While we were on the property today, even before we left, we were told other people were moving in and taking over the Romero's unit. We got a statement from the mayor's office this afternoon telling us that so far there are no code enforcement actions that will be taking place at this complex. The mayor's office also telling us that the Aurora Police Department was able to see this video earlier in the investigation. And today,
this is Angela Rose on YouTube.
We just received news that in 1 week alone, FEMA sent $59 million to luxury hotels to house illegal immigrants. So please make sure you guys are subscribed to my channel as we look at America's growing frustration towards illegal immigrants. Americans, put lightly, are very angry that this money that was supposed to be disaster relief money was spent on expensive hotels for non-citizens. So they brought the third world country to America only for this country to look like the countries that they escaped from. Make it make sense. And oh, look at that. I found another video of people protesting the deportations, burning an American flag. It's really not looking too hot for you guys. As they scream, F Trump, the person who is exposing all of this mismanagement in our government, making our country great. They have no respect for this country, and therefore they don't belong in it. This video has 1.6 million likes on TikTok. People are clearly upset that Mexican people have gotten a bad rap for burning the American flag. But you know what is even more disrespectful than burning the American flag is being for illegal immigration and not caring about the downfall of this country. Maybe if this influx of immigrants never happened, then illegals wouldn't be getting deported. Oh, I don't know. Maybe stop feeling so much pride to consider yourself a part of the group that has made it so many places around the nation still to this day look like a third world country. Come on, Angela.
See, the thing is it's hard to make everyone rich, right? See, this is the trick of communism, one of the tricks of communism, you know. Yeah, they want us to, you know, communism wants you to be equal, but it's impossible to make us all rich and equal, right? So how can you make everyone equal? Yeah, you can't make the third world countries into first world countries, so you can make the first world countries turn into third world countries. Then the whole world will be a third world country, and see how we'll all be even then. We'll all be equal. Yeah, we'll be all equally poor. That's what communism is. They say it's about equality, but they forget, or equity, but they forget to add on, it's about equity where we all have nothing, and we're happy about it. They want us to be happy about it on top of it.
Angela, that's not fair. You're making it too direct. Things aren't black and white. They're just looking for a better life. Well, so is everybody else. Everybody wants a home, everybody wants security, everybody wants to feel safe, and a lot of Americans no longer do. Americans just want a better life. The U.S. is not the only country dealing with an influx in migrants. 7.3 million Venezuelans had to flee their country because of political corruption.
No, they left because they were communist. They were giving out all their money. The whole country just worked for the government, basically. They, you know what I mean? And then, yeah, communism breeds corruption, right? And now they come to our country, and what do they look for the American dream? No. They look for more handouts. They look for more communism. They want to change our country into communism. If we don't give them stuff, we're evil. If we don't give free stuff to everyone in our country and make our country just like their country turned into, then we're evil capitalists.
This is what a line to the gas station looked like in Venezuela. Now look at, in a Biden's economy, what the lines to get propane looks like. Pretty eerily similar, right? We are so lucky to live in a country that is enforcing our immigration policies. Or else.
Keep in mind, doesn't this remind you of something? If anyone's old like me, do you remember Jimmy Carter? Remember how the farmers had to go up and drive up their farm machinery up to the whatever, up to his house or whatever, up to the White House, and wherever it was, and tell them, hey, stop it! Like, we can't, no one can get gasoline anymore because of your communist attitude, man. You know.
Or else, lines like this would happen for everything.
Whoa. Dang.
That's crazy.
This is for propane?
This is just for propane.
We're gonna try and drop some groceries off.
Is this the United States of America? Is this the land of the free? Are you kidding me?
And the other direction, too.
Oh my God.
Welcome to equity. You see? Now we're equal to the third world countries. No one's better. You happy now that we have equity?
So frustrating.
That is to get heat, buddy.
But at least migrants were receiving free food, luxury hotels, 2 years worth of rent, and sports. I mean, just anything that you could possibly want. What is the reason for the incentives that they were giving to migrants to come to the U.S.? I thought that you guys came here for a better life, not to have the same exact life that you escaped. Okay, so they're saying, here we are, and we're not leaving. And if they deport us, we will come back. Long live the Latino race.
Just imagine if a bunch of Americans went down to Mexico and started protesting because Mexico won't give them free stuff. They won't open their borders and just let anyone in. And they deserve and they're entitled for the Mexican government to support them and bow down to them.
Because we're all just so united, aren't we? Maybe they think that we're still under the Biden administration. Well, little news flash, we got a new president, maybe you heard, and he doesn't take as much BS as the last one did. He's already taking so much action. Encounters with illegals are down 35% already. So I don't know how you guys think you're going to get back in now that ICE and the Border Patrol are actually doing their job. The only reason why you were able to get in the first place is because they basically let you. And even if you were able to get back in, is that really the type of life you want to live? going back and forth and always needing to hide, being worried every time a police is behind you when you're driving without a license. I believe that they should be grateful that they were able to live here for as long as they did. And they're not even the ones being deported right now.